everyone, thought I'd do a video about the 300 f4 IS prime lens that Canon does. It's quite popular and it's quite useful, and I thought I'd give you my my opinion of it really. I've been using it over the past day for the first time, and what I can report is extremely good lens. The focus isn't brilliant, but saying that, it is a £1,000 lens. Basically, it does hunt a little bit sometimes when you've got like maybe 15 or so twigs around and you're trying to focus on an animal that's in between those twigs. You may experience problems focusing, so you're probably better off using manual focus in that sort of instance. Unfortunately, I was tracking a squirrel that was moving through these branches, and the focus just went crazy. Basically, it couldn't figure out what to latch onto, and unfortunately it meant I lost the shot. So keep that in mind, but I think that's probably something that's more applicable to autofocus in general rather than this particular lens. What I can tell you about the Bokeh is it's absolutely brilliant. When I did go out of focus on the background, and I was using the aperture of f4, it was pretty good. In fact, I was absolutely surprised. I was expecting it to be a lot worse than it actually was, and I thought that the sort of bokeh I was getting was equivalent to what I would expect on a 2.8 zoom lens. So the bokeh is fantastic. Clarity at 300mm is really good. I was disappointed when I was using my Mark 1 teleconverters. The 2X did seem quite soft. So most of the time when I was at our local sculpture park in West Yorkshire, and I was across a massive lake, I couldn't really get anything to fill the frame. So I was trying out my teleconverters on my Mark 1s that I've got. What I can tell you is the 1.4x is reasonably good. When I zoomed in into the pixels, it was a little soft, but that you'd probably only see that if you were cropping a lot. When I say a lot, I mean, say if it fills quarter of the frame and you're zooming right in, if you were to crop that image, it would look soft on the screen. However, if you had, say, a picture that was filling half of your frame up, and you cropped right in, I think the image would be pretty usable. So I would say the 1.4x teleconverters are more than good enough to be on this lens. I think I worked it out at being around 560mm with a crop sensor and the 1.4x. I think it's 480mm without the teleconverter on a 1.6 crop on the 7D, which is pretty good really, because I used to own the Sigma 170-500 on a film camera. So it's probably equivalent with the crop factor on your crop sensors. What's good about this lens is you can focus down to 1.5 meters. What you'll find is if you're at distance, there's a little switch on here which you just select 1.5 meter to infinity or 3 meters to infinity. So if you're some distance from your subject, try and have it on 3 meters to infinity, because then it makes you focus a lot quicker. Obviously if it comes a lot closer, 1.5 meters. But I just wanted to say something about camo. I'm wearing it, and something happened today which was quite strange. I was walking along in the local park trying to get myself a picture of a squirrel. I didn't expect to get anywhere near a squirrel, to be honest. You know what they're like, they run away as soon as they see you. Anyway, as soon as I approached a branch, I saw one as plain as day, and I thought, whoa. It didn't seem to see me, and I was about 2 meters away from it, literally, with this lens in the standard 300mm range without a teleconverter on, and took a picture. As crystal as day, it's filling the frame, brilliant picture. It's probably the best picture I've ever taken, because back in the day I used a mirror lens and I got a brilliant picture, don't get me wrong, but it ain't the best quality. But with this, hopefully that quality will be 10 times better. So what I'll do is I'll do a follow-up video giving you some examples of the pictures I've taken with this lens at 300mm. I'll also show you some examples with the 2x and the 1.4x in my next video, so keep an eye out for that. But I just wanted to have a quick chat just to say that this lens is great. It's clear. You see, my choice was to get this over the 400 5.6. The reason for that is one simple reason. It has image stabilization. Okay, it's only 2 stops of image stabilization, and it does have 2 modes, mode 1 and mode 2. However, saying that, it is a fantastic lens. When I compared this to examples of the 400 online, the quality drop in terms of using a teleconverter was hardly noticeable, really. But if you use this at 300mm, the 400 won't compete with this, because you've got IS and it's going to be sharp, basically. So it's up to you, really. But the problem you got with the 400 is, if I was in that scenario where I'd seen that squirrel, number one is I wouldn't have been able to focus on it because I'd be too close, and number two, even if it was in the frame, I'd probably be cutting out half of its face or something because I'd be too close. So sometimes having a shorter lens is better, because this can focus down to 1.5 meters. So it's a good lens, and I can't really argue about its image quality. It's all metal construction, L lens. It's as solid as a brick. The build construction on these L lenses are fantastic. Literally, you could drop it and it wouldn't break. The only thing I would recommend, now people are going to say, but it has an inbuilt hood on it that can extend, so why would you want to put filters on? It's an old argument. There's a lot of photographers out there who will say you don't need them. It also impacts on your image quality. It doesn't really impact on your image quality that much. What I tend to do is buy the black and white ones, or get the Sigma one, which both of them are high quality. That's the difference. You don't want to go for the higher ones because they're cheap and nasty. But if you go for a good quality one, it shouldn't impact on image quality too much. The only argument that supports why you should have one would be to protect your lens. Now, this isn't coming from me. I watched a recent YouTube on video recently, and there was this guy who was holding his 70-400 new nice Sony lens, right? And he told me about how it basically dropped on the floor and he has a crack, and it was the filter, not the lens. The lens costing, I don't know, nearly £2,000, or a filter costing you $15 or £15. I think it's a no-brainer. I think I'd rather keep my lens than not have one, because although these lens hoods are good, they do break, they snap off. This, for example, just goes up like that, so if it did go, bash. So personally, I would always get a UV filter on the end of your lens to protect it. That's just my opinion. But if you're going to get one that's high quality and not one of those cheap Hoya ones, because I did buy 3 of those Hoya ones. Looked at the coating on them and I thought, no, I can see imperfections on the filter. So I went for, on this particular one, a B plus W one, black and white filter, because they're good quality. Also the Sigma ones as well, they're high quality as well. So just remember that, guys, if you're going to buy an expensive lens, it's probably a good idea to protect it as well. Anyway, thank you for watching. Just keep out for my other video about the examples of this lens. I'll put a new video out probably tomorrow or the day after, showing you examples of what it can achieve, because at the moment I'm in the process of updating my portfolio, and I will be getting some more pictures for you. But I just wanted to tell you guys about the importance of camouflage. It's unbelievable how closer you can get to your subject wearing it, where the animals can't really see you. It's quite strange how they can't see you, but it works, truly works. So, you know, buy yourself a t-shirt, even if it's just a t-shirt. You know, you're only going to spend what, £10–15 on a camouflage t-shirt. I'd probably recommend getting some sort of coat for winter, but that's my advice. Anyway, watch out for my other video, and hopefully that new video will be helpful. But like I said, the Canon 300L f4 lens is fantastic, and you couldn't really ask for a better lens than this. The only choice really you have is the 300 f4, the 400 5.6, or do you go for the 1:400 zooms, or even the Sigma and Tamron's 150–600? The choice is yours, but I would definitely recommend this lens. It's one of the best for image quality, and that's what I look for. So if I'm telling you about a lens that gives you good image quality, it is actually what I say it is. Image quality is brilliant, because I'm always researching lenses and looking into what people have said, having a look at their examples, comparing them to my lens examples, and that's how I evaluate my lenses in the real world, not by charts. But my advice is probably a good idea to go to a local camera shop and rent it for a day, see if you like it. Might only cost you, I don't know, £20–30, and then find out for yourself if you like it. It might be a good idea to buy all the lenses that you would like to see how good they are, and then pick the best one for you. That might be the best way to go. Anyway, this is my little review of the 300 f4L lens prime, and I hope this video has been helpful. By all means, it's a fantastic lens. We'll just wait for my part 2 video that I'll produce about this lens in the next day or two, with some examples, and you'll be able to watch that. Thank you. Bye bye.